Hey, what's up? I am back. So today, we're gonna make this cute summer top, a little tie front. You can tie it in the front if you do the straps on enough, tie it in the back. Giving you that top so you can get your free drinks, free food. You know what I'm saying? At the bar, just pull up. Hey, let's get into this. For this tutorial, I'm using measuring tape. I'm using 4 balls of the Cotton Fair yarn, a size 4, and 3.5 crochet hook and scissors. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to work on the back panel. To do that, we're just going to measure from shoulder to shoulder. So grab your measuring tape and measure it out. And then you're going to do a chain that length. Be sure to count your chains. Okay, so once you have your chain, you're just going to chain up 2 and then half double crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. Now, if you forgot what a half double crochet is, let me remind you. Yarn over, through the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. And you're going to do that all the way down to the end. Okay, so I reached the end of my half double crochet row, and all we're going to do is just chain up 2, turn our work. We're going to work on the back loop only for this back panel, and the 2 front panels, but yeah. We're going to just yarn over and straight into that back loop, that very first stitch. That chain up 2 don't count as a stitch. And we're going to do that all the way down and for the remainder of our rows. So now if you want the top to be shorter or longer, just do your rows according to that. Okay, so now I'm reaching the end of my 37 rows. So yes, I did a total of 37 rows altogether. And you want to remember how many rows you did because we're going to need them for the 2 front panels. Okay, so now that our back panel is done, we're just going to do our 2 front panels. So first for the 2 front panels, we have to work on the straps. And let's get to that. Okay, so with the straps, you want to chain up a chain that's longer than your back panel. So I chained up for my back panel 70. This time I'm going to do 90. Now you can do your straps as long as you want. If you want to tie it to the front, tie in the front and the back, you want to go longer, of course. I'm just going to do a little bit more than my back panel. So I'm just chaining up 90 and I'll meet you back in a second. Just chill out. I'm coming. I'm coming. Okay, so now that I have my 90, I'm just going to do 5 rows of half double crochet. So it will be this part right here. Okay, so wrapping up my 5th row, I have double crochet. All we're gonna do is minus 10 from the original chain we chained for the back panel and divide that by 2. So I had 70 with my back panel, minus 10 is 60, half of 60 is 30. We're minusing the 10 because it leaves a little gap in the middle, plus with this stitch it stretched so much. Okay, so now with that half, I'm just gonna half double crochet until I hit that number, which is 30 for me. Okay, so after I do my row, we're just gonna decrease on the inside, the side that's towards the strap. So that's just through the back loop, pull through, straight into the second back loop, pull the yarn through, yarn over, do or 4 loops. And we're gonna do that every other row. And it's only a decrease when you're on the side where the strap is. It will start to create this slant. Now, what we're gonna do is make sure that we decrease until we hit the number of rows that we have for the back panel. So I had 37 rows there. I'm going to have a full 37 there. That's including the 5 rows we did for the strap. Okay, so I just finished that row, and just for one more time, I'm gonna show you the decrease. That's yarn over, through the back loop, straight into the next one, the next loop, pull through, yarn over, through or 4 loops. And yes, we're gonna only do that every other row, and that's gonna be the row that's towards the strap. Okay, so I'm reaching the end of my 37th row in the slant rubber, and now when you're done, it's just gonna chain up 1, pull the yarn through some, cut, and weave the ends. Now make sure you make 2 of these. Okay, so now we're gonna attach the front panels to the back panel, and that's just going to be stitching along till you reach under your arm, but you want to leave room because it's a wide arm. I did around 6-7 inches, and I suggest to even go larger if you want a real big dramatic. Bring the drama, honey. Now you want to just grab your tapestry needle, tapestry to zapestry, however you want to call it. Put some yarn in it and just attach to those inches. So I did around 6-7 for mine. Making sure your ends is secure, like secure the ends. And then just weave in and out till you reach your amount of inches that you want for under your arm. Okay, so once you reach your desired length, up to your mark, wherever you have it at or whatever, you're gonna make sure you do the same thing on the same exact side. And make sure that measures up. Okay, so boom, now it's time to attach the shoulder part. And you're gonna do the same exact thing, like I know you're not new to this. I know you true to this. You already know what we doing here. Just make sure them ends is secure. Secure the ends. In the bag, but make sure you secure the ends. Okay, so we finished both sides. And yes, all we're gonna do now, make sure everything good, everything right and tight, okay? And we're just gonna turn it on the inside. Or basically, you know what I'm doing right here. Like, you see. Turn it that way, and now we're gonna work on the armhole. Yeah. Okay, so now since we're ready to work on the sleeve, I just wanted to say that the sleeves and the dramaticness and all that is super optional. You could do so many things once you have this little format. You can use different stitches. You could do all of that. You could just have the sleeve like a big ruffle, or it could be just like a regular, short sleeve, or you go 3/4 with it, or get more dramatic than I did. Because, honey, like, let's give it to them this summer. Y'all play too much. But we're just going to attach our yarn right to the seam. So our seam is on the inside. And that's what we're going to do. We're just going to single crochet after we attach the yarn all the way around. And make sure you count your stitches. So it match up with the next armhole. Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight. Okay, so now I'm just attaching the yarn to the seam. I made a slip knot. Put it on my hook. And then I'm going to chain up 2 and pull really tight. So yeah, I just chain up 2, pull tight, and just single crochet all around the armhole. Make sure you count each stitch so you can do the same exact thing on the other side. Okay, so I have a total of 90 single crochets. All I'm gonna do now is chain up 2 and half double crochet in the back loop only, like we've been doing. And I'm gonna do that for a total of 20 rows. Like I said, this is totally optional. You can do it shorter, longer, get crazy with it, okay? Okay, so now I'm approaching the end of this row, this round. So I'm just gonna do this stitch, next one, and make sure you go into that very next stitch. That's how I keep my seam straight. If you got another technique, then by all means. Nah, I mean, go right in there. Now we're just gonna slip stitch in that chain 2 space. Right, now we're just going to chain up 2. Now after we chain up 2, we're just going to half double crochet in the back loop like we've been doing. Now I do this for a total of 20 rows. Okay, so just make sure when you're done with your round, you just slip stitch into the chain 2. So now I'm approaching the end of row 20. I'm just going to slip stitch in that chain 2 space. Boom, boom. I'm going to chain up 2 and place 2 double crochets under both loops in each stitch. Okay, so you're just gonna do the same thing like we do and slip stitch in that chain 2 space. I'm coming to the end of that row with the 2 double crochets in each stitch. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna slip stitch right in that chain 2 space. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch to my bigger hook. I'm using a size 4. You can use even a bigger. I'll say the biggest go 5, 6. Now I just chained up 3. I'm going to skip 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Place 3 double crochets in the next. So basically that 4th stitch. 1, 2, 3. Boom. After that, you're just going to chain 1. Skip another 3 stitches, go into the next, and place 3 double crochets. And you're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so now I'm just going to meet you when I get back to that chain 2 space. Okay, so I'm here. Now I'm just going to do this last double crochet. Boom. Going to chain up 1. And instead of going into a 3rd stitch, which it don't look like I have, I'm just going to slip stitch into that chain 2 space. So boom, I slip stitch right into that chain 2 space. Now I'm just going to chain up 2. Whenever you come back to your round and you have that little chain 1 space, you're going to just chain up that 2 and place 2 double crochets in that stitch. So that chain up 2 acts as the double crochet. After that, just chain up 1 and you're going to place 3 double crochets in each chain 1 space. And you're going to do that for the desired amount you have. You could do just a little, just a little flare. You could be extra dramatic, totally optional. But, I just wanted to add a little a little Okay, so this is how it's looking so far. And I will meet you back when I get to that chain 2 space. Alright, so boom. I'm pulling up to that last chain 1 space. And I just chained up 1. And now I'm just going to place 3 double crochets right in there. Now I just chain 1 and slip stitch right on top of that chain 2 space. Right there, I chain up 3 and I'm going to place 3 double crochets in that space. So every time you come to a round and there's 3 double crochets right next to your chain up 2, you're just going to chain up 3 and place 3 double crochets right there. Now when you come back to your round and you have a chain 1 space, you just chain up 2 and place 2 double crochets right in there. Just follow these 2 row patterns. Okay, so I did a total of 22 rows. Yes. So now, after this, we're just going to do the same on the other side. You're going to attach the yarn to the seam of the side. And just do the same thing over again. And yes, it is time to work on the border, the edging, however you want to call it. Okay, so now I'm just going to attach my yarn to the top of the strap and I'm going to single crochet along until I hit that slant where we did the half of the back panel, and I'm going to half double crochet along the slant, single crochet along this neckline, half double crochet along the slant, single crochet along this strap. Yeah, that's what it's called, the strap type thing. Okay, so this is how it's looking so far. And I'll meet you when I get to that little slant area. Okay, so now we're here. That fast? We're just going to chain up 2 and half double crochet along the slant until we hit the seam where we connected the top of the shoulder. Okay, so I have double crochet to that shoulder seam, and now I'm just going to single crochet along the neckline, half double crochet along the slant, and then single crochet along the strap, just how we did on the other side. You got this. So I'm just single crocheting all the way till I get to that next seam on the shoulder, and then I'm gonna chain up 2, half double crochet along the slant, and then single crochet along the strap. Okay, so now I'm approaching the end of the strap where I did the single crochet along the strap like I also did, and then we just going to chain up 1, do the same thing but in the back loops. So boom, chain up 1, flip my work, gonna single crochet in the back loop till I get to that slant, half double crochet in the back loop, boom, single crochet in the back loop along the neckline, half double crochet along the slant in the back loop, and then back down. I do this for a total of 3 rows. So this will be my second row, and I'm gonna do 1 more after this, all in the back loop now. Okay, so now I did that round for 1 more time. This is the end of the border for me. I'm on my 3rd row. Doing that last single crochet in the back loop. Boom. I'm gonna chain up 1, cut my yarn, pull through, and then we're just gonna weave in the ends. Yes, you have made it to the end of the tutorial. You got your summer pop, spring top pop, whatever I just said popping. Like, this is a top where you're gonna go and get your free drinks, your free meals, because you don't want to spend no money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just adding a little spice to the streets, you heard? So yes, thank you so much for watching and subscribing. I see y'all acting up with the tutorials. Y'all bringing the heat, you know, and I'm bringing a little drama with the sleeve. Everybody say I got an accent. I'm from New York. Comment below where you from. Make sure you thumbs up this video, subscribe, share. Thanks once again.